crafters, I'm Daniela with DD's Art Workshop. If you like staying on a budget and DIYs, this channel is for you. Today's DIYs are part of the challenge Welcome to My Garden, hosted by the Crafty Cove, the Rusted Willow, 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and the Spotlight Crafter, Farm Charm Chick. Check out our playlist in the description below where you can meet new crafters and find more inspo. Let's jump right in and let's get crafty. Our first DIY is going to be a Grapevine Twinkle Wreath. I purchased this Grapevine wreath at Michael's and it's about $4, but don't forget to use your coupon. My total ended up being about $3 and some change. And I had this coiled floral wire in my craft stash and I'm going to be using it for my wreath's ears. And I love this floral wire, which you can find at Michael's. It's so like hard and you can bend it any way you want, but it's not gonna like be all wobbly and flimsy. So I really love it for this DIY because it's very similar to the Grapevine wreath material. It's not identical, but it's gonna work for this particular DIY, and you're gonna have a lot left over, which is awesome because you can use it for another craft. And all I'm doing here is I am shaping my bunny's ears with my wire and just give it a nice shape and just wrap it around your grapevine. Once you have done the shape of your ear, I'm gonna go ahead and double that because I want it to be a little bit thick, not too thick, but I want it enough to form a nice shape. So I'm just gonna wrap a second time just like so. You guys, and like I said, I purchased this coiled wire at Michael's. I actually used this very same wire to make my hula hoop bonsai tree. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. You're gonna love it. This wire was perfect for that DIY. With some wire cutters, go ahead and just cut once you're done with that and wrap it again so it's nice and tight and secure on your wreath. And we are ready to make our second bunny ear. And you guys, I am loving how this is looking. Please stick around to see the final look. Now we are ready to add some beautiful flowers. I had these in my craft stash. I decided to go with like a pink and a beige and this pretty little accent. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the bottom stem and I am ready to hot glue down to my desired place. Now I had this pretty little greenery that I purchased at Dollar Tree last year. I haven't seen them this year. I really hope they bring these back out because they're so pretty, y'all. All I'm doing is I'm removing the little leaves and I am hot gluing all around to the sides. I I bought these twinkle lights and I had in my craft stash. It comes in a pack of 6 for $4.99 at 99 cents only. I like to use this for crafts, for decor, and I'm gonna be wrapping it around my bunny wreath just to give it a little twinkle and to give it like a fairy garden look. And I think this is really gonna add a final touch and a very pretty detail. And all I'm doing is I'm wrapping around my wreath. And I love these twinkle lights because they have like a wire, so they are so bendable and it's perfect to just mold any way you like. Once I've reached an end, I'm gonna go ahead and put that little battery part behind my flower. That way you can't see it and you can easily access it there, so you can turn it on and off just like so. And this is the final look. What do you think? This is what it looks like when the twinkle lights are off, but then you can always just turn it on for that little fairy garden look. How pretty does that look, y'all? Look at those twinkle lights. I love it. Let me know what you think. Let's move along to our second DIY, which is going to be white roses in a vase. I'm going to be using a glass vase that I had at home and some Elmer's glue. And all we're going to be doing is we're going to be pouring that glue inside our glass vase. For this particular vase, I'm going to be using 2 bottles. I'm now going to be adding these white rocks, which you can find at any craft store or at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and pour all of these in and just go ahead and space them out just like so. I decided to use these beautiful white roses, and they are kind of long as you can see, and I'm going to have to cut these with my wire cutters to my desired length. Now they're perfect and they are ready to go inside my vase just like this. That glue is going to dry on its own, and now it looks like you have roses in some beautiful water, guys. What do you think of this DIY? It's so simple, easy, and it looks just simply amazing and gorgeous, don't you think? Let me know if you make this, and don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you do. I'd love to see your creation. Let's jump into our third DIY, which is an Alice in Wonderland inspired wreath. I'm going to be using this green wreath, which I had at home, and I remember I purchased this at 99 cents only a while back. I found this headband at Dollar Tree, and I thought the little ears would be perfect for this DIY. The ears have like a little wire inside, so what I'm going to do is with some scissors, I'm going to cut the fabric. That way I can expose those wires, and that way it'll be easier to cut with my wire cutters. And we're going to do the same thing to the second ear. Once we get those little ears off of the headband, we are ready to glue that bottom portion with our hot glue gun. And this is where our little finger protectors, which I bought at Dollar Tree, they come in handy so you don't burn yourself. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I love to share finds that I love and use. And what I love about these ears is that they have that wire inside, which is going to make it so much easier for me to just put inside or stick inside my wreath and just mold it any way I want. You can hot glue this if you'd like, just so they could be more secure. And I'm doing my ears backwards because I'm gonna do little feet at the bottom as if the little bunny is digging into the wreath. Now I had this tiny hat for 4th of July and it has a little string at the bottom, so I'm gonna go ahead and just remove that. And this is gonna be the Mad Hatter's hat. And what I'm gonna be using is this glittered foam paper, and it's self-adhesive, but it doesn't have to be, it's just what I had. I'm gonna be tracing the bottom portion of my little hat and cutting that out. And I'm going to be tracing the top part of my hat on that circle I've already cut out. Once that's done, I'm going to be using a razor blade and some scissors to cut that circle out. I just want the outer portion. I don't need that middle part. And you guys, I am just crafting as I go along. I didn't have a plan for this. I usually craft like that sometimes. It's whatever comes to my mind and whatever I can use and whatever I have at home. And I loved how this little hat worked as my mold. And here I am cutting the edges. I don't need this outer part to be that thick. I just need a little of it, not all of it, because I don't want that blue to show. And since my foam sheet is self-adhesive, it's just going to go ahead and just stick right on. If your foam sheet is not self-adhesive, just add a little bit of glue. Moving along with our little hat, I'm going to trace the top part of my little hat, and this is going to go on the top, but we're not going to glue it just yet. We're just cutting it out for now. Okay, and we're going to set that aside, and we're going to be using a thick ribbon, which I also had at home. It's like a lime green and it's satin. And y'all, I'm so sorry, but I don't know what I was thinking here. I was not in center with my camera, so you can't really see a lot of what I'm doing, but I hope you get the gist of it. All I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of glue to the top of my hat and to the bottom as well, and gently and just slowly gluing all around until I fill the whole top of my hat. And I'm leaving the little bottom part open because I'm going to use a different ribbon for that part. This is the ribbon I chose to use. It's bright and it's pink and it has a little bit of dots. And once again, I'm sorry, I didn't even notice. I was not showing all of this on my camera. I feel so bad. I hate this. But this is the way it's gonna look, you guys. So now we are ready to add that top glittered foam sheet we already cut out. And I love that it's self-adhesive because I can just press on it and it sticks on very nicely. Now we want to add this little hat to our wreath, and I had some pipe cleaners, but you can use floral wire. I just misplaced mine at the time, but I'm gonna find it later, so I'm gonna actually be using that for my other items. But just go ahead and wrap it around your wreath tightly, and like I said, floral wire would work much better so you can't see it. And this one has a lot of bling and I don't want it to show, but you get the idea. That's how we're gonna attach to our wreath. Now moving along, I had this circle little wooden piece I had in my craft stash. I believe I bought it at Michael's a while back, and I've already printed this very nice looking clock, and I'm gonna cut that out. And I made sure it's exactly the same size as my wooden piece so I can Mod Podge that right on. And I love how this is gonna give it a more durable look, and it doesn't even look like you made it yourself. Once that is dry, with a razor blade, I am cutting the edges, and if a little bit of paper is sticking out, I just want to cut that off so it looks nice and smooth and even. I'm adding more Mod Podge to the top to seal my work, and since I did print this on a regular printer from home, it is smearing a little bit, but I'm not very worried about that because you really can't tell, and it makes it look a little bit vintage and a little bit old. I really actually like the look it gave it. And with the pipe cleaner, because I still haven't found my floral wire, let me know if this happens to you guys. I don't know, sometimes I don't put it back where it's supposed to, so I'm just gonna go ahead and place that on my wreath, and I'm gonna make sure to hide that pipe cleaner really well so you can't see all that bling. Okay, y'all, moving along, I had this foam paper in glitter, and I'm gonna be drawing on the back of it, and I'm gonna draw a teacup, which is gonna represent the little teacup from Alice in Wonderland. And I'm having so much fun just adding little details. I originally wasn't gonna do it like this, y'all. I was gonna make it an Easter wreath with eggs and the Mad Hatter hat, but I'm like, no, it needs more Alice in Wonderland details. So I'm just really thinking about all this on the spot, believe it or not, y'all. So the little details on the teacup I did cut out with a razor blade because it's gonna be hard to do it with some scissors, and I'm adding a little bit of black felt that I've already cut out. I have good news, I have my floral wire, which I'm so excited because now I can use it. I am gluing to the back of my teacup, and now you can't see how I am tying that down. Okay, so moving along, I had the idea to make that little bottle that says drink me. I had this little bottle with seashells inside, and I bought it last year, but I've seen it still at Dollar Tree, so you could still find it there. I'm removing all of the seashells and just saving for another DIY, cleaning it, and I'm ready to make the drink me sign. I have this paper, it's not too thin, not too thick, and I am writing with a pencil and going over with a thin paint marker. Now I decided to add glitter inside just to add something in there, and that way it looks like there is something to drink, and glitter was perfect because it just makes it look sparkly. I made a little hole on the drink me sign and I added that little ribbon once again and tying to my bottle for that little detail, and it looks so cute, y'all. I'm gonna tie some floral wire to the top of the drink me sign and attach to my wreath. I had these little keys from Dollar Tree. They are like little cutouts and I love them, guys. I didn't know what I was gonna use them for, but it's perfect for this DIY. And I have this thin twine and I'm gonna go ahead and just put it inside my key and I'm gonna tie it to my wreath. In the middle of this DIY, I thought, you know what, I need to add Cheshire Cat. I'm gonna be using some foam little sheets that I had. I'm making the little nose in purple and I've already cut out the mouth in beige or something like that. And with a white pencil and some felt, I'm gonna be drawing the little line in the middle to attach the nose to the mouth and the whiskers. Once that is done, we're gonna set aside and we're gonna be drawing some lines for the teeth of Cheshire Cat's mouth. And I'm using a paint marker for this part. Now we can hot glue those little whiskers and that little line to connect the nose and the mouth. You guys, and if you have not seen my Cheshire Cat pumpkin, I actually have a video of that. I made a whole display. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. And who doesn't love Alice in Wonderland, you guys? Are you a fan? Let me know what's your favorite childhood movie or what you want to see me make next. I decided to add some felt to the back of Cheshire Cat's smile just to give it more of a detail, more of a definition, and just so he stands out a little bit more. And of course, with that same floral wire, I'm gonna hot glue to the back of the mouth and attach to my wreath that is coming along beautifully and better than I expected. So please stick around for the final look. We are not done yet, y'all. I had this lace ribbon at home and I thought it would be such a pretty little detail to represent Alice's bow. So all I'm doing is I am doing a little bow and adding some floral wire to the back and attaching to my wreath. And remember, I told you I wanted it to look like the little bunny was digging into my wreath. So I need a little bunny feet and I'm drawing 2 little feet out of felt, cutting that out, and I am gonna be adding some pink for the little bottom part of my bunny's feet. Now for my bunny's toes, I'm going to be using the back of this paint marker to trace 6 little circles and cutting those out. I'm adding a little bit of floral wire to each foot and attaching to my wreath, and my wreath is almost done. Please keep watching to reveal the final look. We're not done yet. I had to have something represent the Queen of Hearts. I've already printed this Queen of Hearts card, and I had this little wooden piece at home. I believe I got it at Michael's a while back, adding Mod Podge and gluing my little paper card down, letting that dry for about 15 minutes. And like I did to the clock in the beginning with a razor blade, I am removing any extra little paper and just smoothing out my edges and adding a little bit more Mod Podge to the top to give it a nice seal. It is going to smear a little bit because I am using that printer from home once again, but it's okay because it gives it that vintage look. And of course, we're going to be adding more floral wire, glue it down, and we can attach to our beautiful wreath. Are you ready to see our final look? And this is the reveal, you guys. I am in love with my wreath. I didn't know where I was going with this at first. I had a much simpler idea, but you know how that goes. Your imagination goes wild, and this is what happens when you just have fun with it. What do you think? Would you make this? Would you buy this? Are you gonna make it? If you do, please tag me and comment below which DIY was your favorite, or please comment what you'd like to see me make next. Let's take a look at our DIYs once again so you can remember what we made. Thank you so much for crafting with me today. Make sure to check out that playlist below where you can meet new friends, new crafters, and get inspired with some talented makers. These DIYs remind me of Isaiah 61:11. For as the earth bursts with spring wildflowers and as a garden cascades with blossoms, so the Master God brings righteousness into full bloom and puts praise on display before the nations. Thank you for watching. Remember to put like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, spread love, kindness, and stay crafty.